Hello, good morning. I am Sarah Bond, the founder and CEO of Mainline Parent and Philadelphia Family. And this morning I am here at the Haverford School, a pre-K through 12 school for boys. And if you're tuning in live or watching the replay, please say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Today we're going to be talking about their focus on in the early years on literacy, writing, and speaking skills. Students make eye contact, shake hands, hold doors, and practice the basics of respectful and responsive communication at the Haverford School. They have just introduced their new Superkids reading program for pre-K through second grade boys, and today we're going to hear about the science behind the program from their head of the lower school, get a peek in on a lesson, and hear from some students as well. So stay tuned at the end. Erin Helfrich, the teacher, will be giving us some tips on encouraging literacy skills for boys and girls in the early years. And if you have questions for Erin, you can also comment below, and then I will use those to interview her at the end. So first, a little bit more about the Superkids program. We're going to talk to Dr. Pam Greenblatt, who is the head of the lower school. Come on over, and I will flip this around. You come right over here. Yeah, it's good. Great.
Hi, good morning. It's so wonderful that many of you are joining us live, or if you're joining us later on, thanks for listening in. So Superkids is something that we're implementing for the first time this year in our pre-K through second grade classrooms. And the thing that's wonderful about Superkids is that it is integrating oral language skills, reading and writing skills, and aligning with 20 plus years of brain research on what good, solid instruction in foundational and language skills looks like for all students. And one of the biggest bonuses is that it's also highly engaging and very motivating for our students. I think you're going to get to peek.
So, okay.
Animal that rhymes with frog. An animal that rhymes with frog. Last one before we begin. Yes. So that word does rhyme with frog, but try an animal that rhymes with frog. I'm thinking the type of animal that Bruce is.
Dog.
Oh, hog, yeah. Hog and dog. Good. Alrighty, boys. Who can raise a nice quiet hand and tell me who our super kid is? Who is our new super kid? Henry. Sal. Who can tell me the sound that they hear at the beginning of Sal's name? Parker. Excellent job. I love your nice quiet hand that you're raising. Thanks for being so patient. So this morning, what I'm going to ask you to do is we're going to stand on your letter spot in just a minute when I say go. You're going to step forward if you hear at the beginning of the word. You're going to take a step backward if you hear at the end of the word. You may go. Alrighty, boys. Repeat the word sand.
Sand.
Step forward if you hear it at the beginning. Step back if you hear it at the end. Good. Excellent. Back on your letter spots. Alrighty. The next word. Gas. Gas. Good. Michael, where did you hear the sound? At the end. Good. Back on your letter spots. Alrighty, next word. Repeat the word silly.
Silly.
Nice job. I can't trick any of you. Back on your letter spots.
Whoa.
Next is C.
C.
Good job. Hunter, what do you hear at the beginning of C? What word? Good. All right, back on your letter spots. Back on your letter spots. The
a little bit more background about this lesson. Again, we've got the 3 parts of literacy that we're focusing on: the phonemic awareness, dictation, and handwriting. So first, we're starting with this phonemic awareness exercise.
Good, excellent job. All right, back on your letter spots. The last word is toss. Awesome job, boys. Please take a seat on your letter spot. Go. Alrighty, when I say go, I'd like all of the table captains to go back and put out your whiteboards and markers. Go. I want you looking up here to see which table I'm going to call first. Parker, would you like to go over and listen to some questions, answer some questions? Is that
Sure,
okay? Would
yeah.
you like to talk with Parker?
Sure.
Yeah?
You want to come on out here?
Alrighty.
I'm going to turn this around so that it focuses on us and we can see it. No, on this side with me. This side with me. Here, now we can see the 2 of us. So can you tell me about your favorite super kid?
Ow.
Alf? Tell me about Alf. Why is Alf your favorite?
Because he likes to camp.
He likes what?
To camp.
He likes to count?
Camp.
He likes to camp. Outside in the wilderness? Do you like to camp? Tell me about, what is a super kid? Why is his name Alf and why does he like to camp?
I think because he likes to adventure.
He likes to adventure. I like to adventure too. Okay, do you want to go back in? Okay.
Alrighty, boys. So we are going to get ready for our dictation. I want you to repeat the word as soon as I give it to you. I want you to repeat the word sod.
Sod.
Already, hands up. Hands up. Let's tap out all the sounds we hear in sod. Excellent. Go ahead and write the letters that you hear for sod.
Wait, is it uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase.
The lowercase letters. The lowercase letters. Alrighty, boys, I need some help spelling the word sod. What letter makes the S sound? S. Awesome, I need to get my, here we go. Alrighty, so we have S. What's our second sound? What letter makes the ah sound? Excellent. And what's our final sound in sod? Jason. D. What letter says D, Jason? Excellent job. Sod. So now we're getting ready for our next word. What is super important that we put between our word sod and the next word? What do we need to make sure we remember? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? JJ. Absolutely, we definitely need to write the right letters. And I heard someone call it out. Someone, Ben, could you raise up right hand and tell me? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, your finger spacing between the next word. Awesome job. Alrighty, repeat the word dad.
Okay, Next, I'm going to introduce you to a Haverford parent to talk to you a little bit about her experience. Just a moment. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it. Hi, so this is Ivy.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Ivy recently re-enrolled her son at the Haverford School. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Sure. So I am out of work this year. I just had a baby, so I'm on maternity leave. So that was a lot of the reason why I chose to put them in our local school district. So we're in Lower Marion, and I thought it was going to be a little seamless, a lot seamless for us.
Yeah.
And what I found out is that mostly for my kindergartner, it's half day, and that was cumbersome for me. So he would come home, he'd be bored, I'd have to teach him afterwards, and it was challenging. And even if we were to do the enrichment program, I figured we should just put them back here. And even my kindergartner, he'd come home and he'd say, "Oh my gosh, Mom, I'm so bored. We only got one recess. It was 7 minutes." And I feel that mostly for him, Haverford teaches boys well. The programs that they use, especially the Superkids, a lot of the hands-on instruction, boys, I feel like my sons especially do really well with the manipulation of things, right? So he has the dry erase board right now, he has like the marker, and I feel that that is the best way for my sons to learn. So that's a lot of the reason why I left public and went back. So we probably missed like 6 weeks, and they jumped right back in, and they were so excited to come back, and that brought joy to my heart. So
it's so good.
We're really happy to be back. And I love, listen, Lower Marion's great, but for my children, I feel that Haverford teaches boys really well. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So I know a lot of parents who value the investment for preschool and for high school in particular.
Yes.
But can you tell me a little bit about why the lower school is a good fit?
I feel that the lower school is a good fit because this school, particularly for me, has instilled a love of learning for my kids. They enjoy coming to school. They're not bored at all. They have a lot of things going on throughout the day. The extracurriculars are major, and that enhances their love for learning. So
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go back into the classroom.
Alrighty. Next word, I want you to repeat. I want you to repeat the sounds you hear in this word. Tell me the whole word first. Sad. Sad. Let's say all the sounds together. Hands up. Excellent job. Sad. Go ahead and write all the lowercase letters for sad. Nice finger spacing, Kobe. Good job. Well done. Wow, that looks neater than my handwriting. Wow, looking really good, Jason.
Hi. Are you going to tell me a little bit about your favorite super kid? Yeah. Cass, why? Because she cooks. What is a super kid? I don't understand. I heard about someone else who loves camping, Alf who loves camping, and now Cass who loves... She likes to cook. Tell me about it.
She cooks in her kitchen, and they all have different songs.
They have different songs. Oh, that's fun. And does it help you remember the letters?
Well, what their name starts with, the letter their name starts with, like that's the letter that will.
Okay.
Right now we're learning
Great. Who's the super kid who goes with S? Sad? Oh, Sal.
Yeah.
Sal. Okay.
I need some help spelling our word sad. Can you tell me the first sound you hear in sad? What letter says
A.
What's our second sound in sad?
A.
Good. What letter says A?
A.
And then at the end we hear
Duh.
duh. What letter says duh?
D.
Excellent job. Sad. Good. Alrighty, and our last word for our dictation is repeat the word cod.
Cod.
Hands up, and let's tap out the sounds.
Duh.
Can I see you tap out those sounds for me? Excellent job. Can you go write the lowercase letters for those words? Go ahead and write it.
Make sure that all the
This one. Yes, you do. You wrote one right up here. Let's look here. All right, you got your pen. Are you using this one or this one? Which one? Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start at the vanilla line. Start at the vanilla line, curve back, curve forward, and above the chocolate line. That was a perfect test. Awesome. Now which word are we writing? Which word are we writing? Okay, and there's a lot going on, but try your best, okay, to lock it out.
Sure.
Alrighty, boys, I need some help writing cod. I'm gonna bump down to this line because I don't have much room up there. So the word is cod. What's the first sound? Excellent. What letter do we hear at the beginning? Hunter Jones, what letter makes the sound? C. Excellent. What is it? You gave me the whole word. Wow, aren't you so smart? C-O-D. Once you've checked your boards, please erase. Table captains, I'd love for you to put your boards away and we're going to get ready to do our handwriting.
Raise your boards and put them in your bin.
Wow, I'm watching table 1 do that nicely. Awesome. We're going to give them a table point. Wow. That table 4 back there, Mrs. Jarrett, is so quiet.
So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. Next, I'm going to be able to chat a little bit with Erin Helfrich about best practices to encourage us as parents to inspire reading with our kids. And this is a kindergarten classroom, as you probably guessed, and you can see how they're learning the importance of phonemic awareness, diction, and handwriting in their program.
Alrighty, boys, you look super ready to go. I'm looking at table 2, who looks ready to go. Table 1 is almost there. Is that table 4? Looking so ready. I need your help telling me the letter names at the top. Can you quickly help me with these letter names? Excellent. So now we are going to sound out these words and blend them together, and then you will practice writing these words. Can you help me sound them out? Excellent job. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to copy these words down. When you are finished, who can tell me what you are going to do when you are finished? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Ferris. Raise a nice quiet hand, or just put your and then a teacher will know. Once you're finished with your handwriting, the teacher will give you your blending boards. And you can grab a whisper phone and you can practice just like we did, blending the sounds together. Os, os, ad, sad. Excellent, excellent job.
Yeah, over here.
How about right here?
Right here.
Here's good, I think. Yeah, and we have a couple questions.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, I'm going to scroll up here. Here we go. So, what's a good balance between sounding out words as they're doing it and memorizing sight words?
So best practice is decoding. So we want kids to be sounding outwards. We want them to learn that decoding approach, because that's going to, when they come across words that they're unfamiliar with, as they get older, as the syllable types become more complicated, they're working with multisyllabic words, they'll know how to attack words versus just relying on memory. So that's really what we want to build at first. And then you build in the idea of memory words and sight words. So at the beginning, it should really be about the decoding piece, and then building in that sight word piece as well.
Great. We have another question. Is there room in the, you know what, let's step back here, just because we're hearing voices and I imagine people might have trouble hearing us. Let's go like right here. Okay, so is there room in the program for kids to get extra help if they need it, or move faster if they're picking up things faster?
Yeah, so we actually have in the whole lower school, we have built in differentiated instructional time. So based off of kids testing how they're moving through the instructional block in Superkids, we can allow for enrichment, support, and then we also support our kids who are at that core area, and they're getting more extension activities. And Superkids is really awesome in the fact that it has like a lot of 10-minute tuck-ins here and there. So if we're noticing that a kid's struggling with rhyming, we can add in support for that. If we're noticing that they're really picking up on blending, they can move to a more challenging text. So that's a really good way to differentiate. Yeah.
Super. Yeah. Two of the students tried to explain to me about like the different super kids that they love the best. And can you explain to me just how do the characters work? I heard that there's songs, there's different activities that they do. They love this, they love that. So what's the concept?
So every character is introduced through a song, and the song has all of that phonemic awareness piece of it includes all of the beginning sounds or ending sounds. So when we learned Cass, it was all about the k sound. Now that we're learning Sal, it's all about this sound. And it has a lot of really rich vocabulary in the songs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we introduce each of the characters. It's really nice because the boys can kind of identify with all of the different characters in terms of their interests. Our most recent character is Sal, and he speaks both English and Spanish, and we have a student in our class who speaks primarily Spanish at home, so that's really like a great connection for that little boy. So it's nice that they have those sort of outlets and connections to the literacy piece, that they're like very invested in who they're learning about.
Excellent. That's so great. Okay, hang on. Let's just see. Can parents support the program? How can parents support the program at home?
So there's an online portal that provides parents with games, the library books, and activities that they can do at home. And then we always, in terms of like speaking with the parents, like we provide them with different phonemic awareness activities that they can do. So when you came into the lesson, they were doing identifying beginning and ending sounds, and that's just one piece of phonemic awareness, but it also works on rhyming, rhyme discrimination, breaking apart syllables, phoneme blending and segmenting. So we kind of give them those pieces, and Superkids allows for that too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I've got another question. I think the sight words can't be sounded out. So that's why they need to memorize it.
So yeah, so sight words are, so decoding and sight words are completely different entities. Decoding is how they go about attacking words, and there are like a list of sight words that kids have to learn by memory. They're not decodable.
Yeah.
But the best method, we want to teach kids to read, not by like guessing by the beginning sound or using picture clues. Those are all part of becoming a good reader, but we don't want to rely on those strategies. Like the strategy that we want to rely on with kids is that decoding piece.
Terrific. Yeah. And so now, are we gonna?
So they're busy doing their handwriting now. If you want to come in and see that, it's really great. Their handwriting, I feel like, has improved so much because we do have this chunk of time, and they're reviewing previously learned letters versus just working on the letter S that we're focusing on now. So if you want to come in and watch.
Okay, so they're going to do a few more minutes of handwriting, and then they close the exercise with a song? Okay, so before we go in, I'm going to talk again to Dr. Greenblatt.
Okay, perfect.
And then I'll come right back
perfect.
in. Okay? Hi again.
Hi again.
So I thought it would be great if we could talk just briefly about the all-boys environment at Haverford and why that's valuable in lower school years in particular.
Yeah, so I think that all boys for a few reasons. One is that it's a very heavily oral language program, so we know that all kids, but boys in particular, we need to focus on developing oral language skills, which forms the foundation for all academic skills. Excuse me. So there's a heavy oral language component, especially pre-K to second, but certainly that's 3rd through 5th in a developmental way.
Yeah.
The other reason is that, and you can see some of it, there's a lot of movement. We don't have the boys sitting in one place for a long period of time. There's a lot of transitions between activities. We recognize that the boys need hands-on. They need to be able to problem solve and design and to build, which is all part of the curriculum as well. And we definitely understand how important movement is, so we do have multiple recesses during the day, so they are getting outside and moving around. So definitely understanding how much movement they need, but also that attention to language and how that ties into academics.
That's terrific.
Yep.
And so if parents want to learn more about the Haverford School program, they can of course visit haverford.org, but tomorrow they're hosting they host these regular Look and Learn events where can you tell me a little bit about what's that like?
Sure. A Look and Learn is it's a peek into the lower school. So they get to spend some time with myself, with the lower school admissions director, as well as taking student-led tours through the lower school where they get to hear the boys' perspective about what their experience was in the lower school. But they get to pop in and out of classrooms and hear about what's happening in the classroom and to interact with several of our teachers. And then they also meet briefly with the head of the school, John Moggle.
Okay, so if you're curious about the Haverford School, an all-boys environment, the Haverford difference, and their best for boys practices, make sure that you visit haverford.org and you register to attend. This is open to the general public. If you'd like to just come and you're curious, there's no obligation to go through the admissions process. You can just come and see how it's different. So I would encourage you to come and check that out, because visiting a school and coming inside the doors can really enlighten you and bring you greater perspective into like what it's really like.
Thank you.
So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, and I have one more thing. So Ivy, I wanted to ask her before about why Haverford was your choice for your son in the first place.
Yes.
Like, why did you look at the Haverford School?
So we toured all around. We went to see many of the private schools in the area, and we landed on Haverford simply because of the diversity piece. I feel that Haverford is very intentional in the lower school in building classrooms that kids can see themselves in other kids. Like, they're not the only ones in the classroom. So diversity was really important for my husband and I, and that's really the reason why we chose Haverford, and I feel like our kids can be themselves culturally and you know, and just spiritually, like within themselves. So I feel like they're really respectful about differences, and I feel that that the staff is really intentional about the kids that they choose to make up the classrooms.
Terrific. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for sharing your experience. Okay, now I'm going to take you back into the classroom.
Table 3. Table 4. And table 2. You may take a seat on your letter spot or in the center of the oval. I would like everyone to move back to their letter spot. We'll watch it again later in their day. And I'm going to look.
Well, thank you so much for joining me for this peek into the kindergarten classroom at the Haverford School. To learn more about Haverford, please visit haverford.org and consider checking out one of their Look and Learn mornings. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.